Now, let me very quickly go through some of the fallacies. Most people will say a well-regulated militia means the National Guard. That is totally, completely untrue. The Bill of Rights was ratified in 1791. Second Amendment was among them. If well-regulated militia means the National Guard, and the National Guard didn't show up until the early 1900s, it means that A, the Founding Fathers were omniscient and able to predict the future, and B, the Second Amendment didn't mean anything for 100 years. They talk about sporting uses. The Second Amendment is not about hunting, unless, of course, you're hunting members of Congress. The most important reason for the people to keep and bear arms is to protect themselves against tyranny in government. Your government. Is it possible for governments to get out of control? Think 1940s.
Think Waco, Texas.
Think Waco, Texas. When the government gets out of control, what are you going to do about it? Read about it in the paper? Oh, look, dear. They drove an army tank through a church in Waco, Texas. Would you like another cup of coffee? Where's the outrage? We're just going to let that happen? Let's do something even, more recent. We had a hurricane come into New Orleans. There are people on television throwing rocks through windows. They are looting. They are killing. They show videotape of police officers walking through Walmart with the grocery cart. And they're supposed to be maintaining law and order? And they are the ones doing the looting? A, if you're still in New Orleans when the hurricane comes, you're an idiot. I mean, you only had 7 days notice. But assuming that you are still in New Orleans, are we going to protect you? No, we're going to send in the National Guard, and we're going to go door to door doing house-to-house searches. And for all those elderly ladies that are trying to protect themselves against the murderers in the street, your government is going to take their guns away. That's abominable. That's unconscionable. No one will ever take my guns away. Not while I'm able to breathe. I went to a college in Rhode Island. And it's very, very liberal there, more liberal than most. And I'm answering questions, and they're listening politely because, I was a presidential candidate. One lady raises her hand and goes, "Excuse me, don't you think guns are dangerous?" Well, no. If I thought guns are dangerous, I wouldn't have a closet full of them. Well, couldn't we vote to take your guns away? Yeah. Absolutely. Unanimous vote. Michael is crazy. Michael is dangerous, and you're going to vote to take my guns away. You can do that. But then you're going to have another vote to decide which of you is going to come and take my guns. And that is not a vote I recommend you win. If you think the only determination of the Second Amendment is the opinion of the Supreme Court, then I invite you to be the person standing out in front of my door the day the government comes to take my guns. Because you're going to discover that my interpretation of the Second Amendment is the only one that counts. And we are getting to a point, ladies and gentlemen, in our society where the fabric of society is very, very fragile. If we have another terrorist event, we've already got the Patriot Act, we've already got the Military Commissions Act, we've already got the Real ID Act. If you don't realize that another terrorist attack is very likely to establish martial law, which means we're not even pretending that we have a constitution, this country is going to be in civil war.
Like they did with the Reichstag in Germany.
Just like, yes, they burned down the Reichstag, and we found out years later that Hitler's guys did that themselves. So, if you love your life, if you want to be able to protect that life, don't wait to call 911. You dial 911 and call for a pizza. The pizza will probably arrive first.